Every legendary hero has a nemesis that serves as their perfect opposite, though equal. For Batman, it's the Joker. For Superman, it's Doomsday. This monster is everything that Superman is not. Reckless, beastly, relentlessly hate-driven. His only imperative? Survive, overcome, and evolve. Considering his first act in comics was to kill Superman, it's a no-brainer to state that Doomsday is extremely powerful. As an ancient Kryptonian experiment in evolutionary genetics, Doomsday developed multiple powers and abilities that allowed him to cut a swath of devastation across the universe for millennia before putting the Man of Steel 6 feet under. So, what exactly makes this genetic mashup one of DC's most devastating foes? Let's find out. But before that, we notice a lot of you are watching our videos, and we hope you enjoy them. So please, subscribe to our channel, so we can bring you more content like this. Let's begin by looking at Doomsday's background here. He was created hundreds of thousands of years ago as the ultimate experiment in adaptation and evolution. Every time he died, he would regenerate with an increased resistance to whatever killed him. His creator, an alien scientist called Bertrand, basically dropped him in the harsh prehistoric Kryptonian wilderness and let him die again and again for decades. First, the environment killed Doomsday. Then, the wild creatures killed Doomsday. Then a lack of food and nutrition killed Doomsday. And he kept coming back. He evolved to not need food or air. He evolved to be extremely tough and vicious. And he evolved to become highly intelligent. Then, by chance, Doomsday hitched a ride on a spaceship and started traveling the cosmos. Now, he was facing high-tech weapons, such as energy beams, as well as much more powerful opponents, such as Darkseid and Green Lanterns. He adapted and grew strong enough to beat them all. Eventually, he ended up pretty much depopulating an entire planet, and the final energy blast that defeated him in that particular battle managed to lay waste to something like a quarter of the planet's surface. And of course, that didn't kill him permanently either. It just took him out of commission for a while. The survivors on that planet shot him into space, and he landed on Earth. When he woke up, much stronger than before again. It's worth pointing out that when the survivors of the last battle shot him into space, they shackled him in exceedingly strong chains made of some unknown substance. He managed to free one arm from the chains and dug himself out from underground and started beating up everything in his path. He took out pretty much the entire Justice League, with one hand literally tied behind his back. The League finally concentrated their energy attacks in one desperate blast, which only served to destroy the chains and free Doomsday's remaining limbs while leaving him unscathed. Let's just think about that for a bit. Doomsday tanked a combined attack from the entire Justice League and laughed it off. So basically, Doomsday is just as strong as Superman, just as fast, just as durable, just as intelligent, and is not constrained by fatigue, morality, fear, or indecision. His body is covered by sharp, bony protrusions that serve as both offensive weapons and defensive armor, and even if you do get past the bony spines, he doesn't have any weak spots on his body to target. He is the ultimate killing machine, and he can never be permanently destroyed. On the flip side, Superman's reserves aren't infinite. Every use of his power burns up some of the solar energy he's collected. His body is very, very efficient, and he's usually taking in more energy than he's expending, even while fighting. His battle with Doomsday, however, required such a massive outpouring of energy that Superman was depleted. At the end of their battle, Superman was nowhere near peak strength. Also, Doomsday didn't really beat Superman to death. He beat him into a coma. His body shut down, preventing the Man of Steel from expending any more energy while his body collected more solar energy. Unfortunately, the brilliant people in charge decided to stuff him in a box and bury him in the dirt instead of leaving him laying in the sun for a while. It wasn't until the Eradicator put him in a Kryptonian solar collector that Superman began to heal. And it's easy to see how Doomsday could easily overpower the Man of Steel. In terms of pain, there's not much that can hurt Doomsday. Even getting through his skin is a distinctive challenge, as it's just as invulnerable as Superman's, and perhaps more so. Conventional weapons are useless against him, as are high-yield explosives, munitions, and sci-fi weapons like laser beams. He's virtually impervious to all bodily trauma, unless it's a particularly powerful punch from Superman, and he'd have better eaten his Wheaties that morning. And extreme temperatures. He's proven vulnerable to certain forms of radiation in the past, but due to his next power, there's no guarantee it will be effective in the future. And this brute is tough. Obviously, if you're going to go toe-to-toe with Superman to the point of beating him to death, you're going to have to be strong. Really strong. As a matter of fact, the limits of Doomsday's strength have never been indicated, and he probably is exceedingly more powerful than the Man of Steel himself. He can lift upwards of 100 tons with ease, and can level a skyscraper with a punch, easily making him one of the strongest characters in the DC universe. But perhaps Doomsday's most impressive ability is his ability to return from the dead, impervious to whatever killed him. A byproduct of his accelerated evolutionary adaptation ability, this grants Doomsday functional immortality. This was evident after his death at the hands of the Radiant, who stopped him with a mega dose of radiation. When Doomsday revived, he proved impervious to that radiation. But perhaps the scariest instance of this was after Superman's death. Doomsday's body was chained to an asteroid and sent into space, but ominously, he came back to life and awoke with laughter. This ability is the most chilling of all Doomsday's powers, as it basically ensures that this force of entropy will exist to ravage worlds in the DC universe forever. There is no escaping his wrath. So there you are, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to KRTV Marvel, and as always, thanks for watching.